Hi, my name is Stephen Jean Lewis, a current student at Salem State, as well as a student in our class, The Black Woman, a class where we learn about the lives of experiences and accounts of Black women experiences within the United States of America. Over the course of the semester, there were many aspects that were interesting as well as eye-opening, especially looking back through the lens of historical aspects, cultural aspects, political ones, as well as the overall social experiences of Black women and what they have gone through throughout their time of being within the United States of America. Throughout this class, I feel as though I have learned many things, especially how these Black women have shaped and continued to shape the country that we're currently living in. Prior to entering into this class, I knew to an extent of the racism and prejudice as well as some of the sexism that Black women may face, but not grasping a full understanding of these experiences, looking back on their situations, as well as realizing that this is still happening in the modern day and age. After this course started and developed over the course of the semester, I realized that Black women's lives are shaped by many aspects of intersectionality as well as systems of oppression. They have many policies going against them due to issues with racism, sexism, and inequalities together. Over the course of the semester, we learned that the historic parts of Black women in their lives and experiences and how they've been oppressed, especially in jobs, environments where they're making a change, but not getting credit for these changes due to the system of oppression that we have institutionalized into society. I believe this stuck out to me most throughout the course of the semester due to how inhumane that it is to not give someone credit based on their gender and racial ethnicity. Along with this, it is also being used to belittle Black women altogether and show them that their accomplishments are not their own, but based on a white supremacist collective. Along with this other issue that helped me understand disparities in the Black women's lives due to the prejudice would be within healthcare and maternal mortality rates, as well as how they are often shunned by doctors and belittled to the way they look. This being a woman, as well as being Black, it also highlighted a section of prejudice and oppression in institutions, again, due to underlying factors of racism that our society is built upon. Along these intersectionality factors, I believe that this connects to the topic of matrix, of domination, that we have learned about over the term due to how they're not only affected by just healthcare systems or in jobs, but they're also being affected on a much bigger scale by not having equal access to care. Along with this, they're also facing poverty, stress, and policies that directly work against them. This just shows that larger institutions within the U.S. pick and choose who they want to protect in the face of all aspects, including healthcare, along with highlighting a distinguished pattern. As well as this, when looking at the history of Black women voices, it also shows that they have been oppressed and silenced, as well as this, when even sharing their own experiences, they've been dismissed. And this highlights challenging dominant knowledge that we've learned over the course of the semester in prior history and current society. Governments, regular institutions, healthcare institutions like to view Black women as more than an issue rather than someone who can benefit into the society due to stereotyping them, as well as forcing them to be compliant, which inherently facts up even more racism and into society and reflects upon racism that has built into society since the foundation of the U.S. When looking at the challenging dominant knowledge, we also need to look back at feminist thought and the theory and how they can be in use in order to challenge the prejudice that is built into society by sharing and raising awareness about Black women experiences and giving them a voice, as well as positions over leadership, power, especially in our policies, in our academia throughout our country. While looking at the past, we can see prejudice and oppression all throughout the black woman experience. When looking at modern society, we can see some overlap as well. Fights for black women's thought. Yeah, in our current society, there are so many challenges that arise, especially around Project 2025, according to blackrj.org. There are many policies that go against reproductive healthcare access, which in turn can contribute to the black maternal mortality rates being so high. According to statistics that were done by the NPWF Foundation, which works to help black women lower their moral mortality rates overall, with Project 2025, according to the Black RJ, they would remove language connected to reproductive rights and health equality to an order silence. Individuals, which what society has been doing to black women since the creation of the United States as a whole. With policies like this, they do not remain neutral in the eyes of American citizens, as they are always going to be a group under administration that remains oppressed and will face over harm. Over the course of the semester, Black feminist thought was taught to us as focuses on empowering these women and other individuals, as well as resisting the oppression that they have faced. And they can do this by counteracting and creating organizations advocating for mental health, working as research doctors, even in our community. When looking at the Center for Children and Families in an article labeled as Black Maternal Health Week 2025, there was a foundation created and mentioned in the article founded by black women in this Black Maternal Health Week, as well as Black Mamas Matter Alliance, which helped black women share awareness, education, as well as advocating for policy change in order to help women in similar situations through what they've been through, especially in the healthcare system. Lastly, when I look at growth throughout the semester, I would say that there's been a lot. Not only because I've learned more situations that I didn't know before, but I've also learned more information and knowledge of the history of the black woman with their voice being silenced, as well as looking at a perspective from 2026 where black feminist thought is happening and being raised awareness and highlighting issues that these black women have gone through for years. This class and studying black feminist thought have helped me understand the lived experiences of black women and how these firsthand accounts serve as a way knowledge to individuals and education to stop oppression, prejudice, and racism from being so dominant in our society in the United States of America. Not only have I learned more on the perspective of black women and what they have gone through, as well as a black feminist thought and other themes over the course of the semester, I've also learned to be more open-minded and listen to experiences and think more critically on aspects of oppression that are in the society, and recognizing that black women are not only impacted by society and institutions, but have also those who reinforce prejudice, racism, oppression overall, especially in the eyes of inequality in the society. And my references are the blackrj.org and the 2025 Project on Black Women, and also the nationalpartnership.org. Thank you.